Hello everybody, my name is Herobrine and today I present to you the Minecraft Iceberg. This is one of my most edited and highest quality videos I've ever made. This is probably the best video I will ever make in my nearly 6 years of making YouTube videos. But yeah, if you don't know what an iceberg chart is, it's basically an image that has pieces of information called entries about a certain topic, in this case Minecraft, and the information gets more and more obscure the further it goes down. But yeah, with that said, let's get into the video. Anyone who's played Minecraft has heard about Herobrine, the supposed dead brother of Minecraft's creator, Notch. He is shown with a skin that is the same as Steve's skin, but without pupils. It was first shown in the now famous video from 2011 in the beta versions of the game. But if you want more information on the subject, there will be a wiki link in the description. Disc 11 is one of the discs found in Minecraft and is one of the more sincere and to some people disturbing discs that depicts a player going through what has speculated to be an Enderman attack. Yeah, take a listen. This is a very odd track and does feel a bit unnerving in my opinion. It also fits strangely well with Disc 13, another one of the more unnerving discs. By naming any animal Dinnerbone with a name tag, that animal will go upside down and will remain that way until it either dies or has its name changed. When a sheep is named Jeb underscore, its wool will be multicolored and will shift through the 16 colors that are in the game. When a rabbit is named Toast, it will become a black spotted white rabbit. The reason for this is that when Ryan Holtz, the developer who made Rabbit, got a message from user XYZen420 asking for a skin that looked like his girlfriend's lost rabbit named Toast. The Farlands were huge terrain areas that went from Y0 to Y256 and were found at around 13 million blocks away from spawn. They were known as the end of the playable world from InfDev to Beta 1.8 as they were removed in that update. At the moment, only one documented person has reached the Farlands legitimately in survival mode, who is called Kello Crazy Man. They are absolutely huge and are not passable in survival as the lag from being so far from spawn causes so much misalignment that it is literally unplayable. The end credits are shown after beating the Ender Dragon, and they seem to be a conversation between two beings about the player beginning to wake up from a sort of dream. It has also got redacted parts too, possibly to leave the meaning up to the player to interpret. The end credits also have, in my opinion, the best song in the entire Minecraft soundtrack, which is Alpha from Minecraft Volume Beta. Minecraft Education Edition is a version of Minecraft that used to be exclusive to schools in Sweden and Norway, but is now available worldwide and a sub-version of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. It can teach things such as science and maths, and it has started to become more popular as the pandemic has made schools and educational facilities more or less online only. When Notch was developing RubyDung, a project that Notch works on before Minecraft, he came across the game Infiniminer, which had the block graphics he wanted in his game. He abandoned RubyDung and started to work on Cave Game, which was later renamed to Minecraft Order of the Stone, and then Minecraft as we know it today. In the old tutorial logos above where you spawned in on a tutorial world, there was a nether portal inside of it that you could use to go to the nether. I remember always getting to the portal first whenever a new tutorial world was released. Sadly, they have stopped making them as the legacy editions of Minecraft are no longer supported or updated. Personally, I think they should bring them back in Bedrock and Java. There was a planned tutorial world in Java that never got released, so it'd be really cool to see what they were doing with that. But yeah, that's just what I think. A lot of people don't know that the Ender Dragon is actually female, as the dragon laid an egg. That's pretty much it. On the title screen on the Java edition of the game, there is a 1 in 10,000 chance to have the E and C switched on the name to spell Minecraft instead of Minecraft. It's a nice little Easter egg. I've never seen it before, actually. Well, not in, like, personally playing. Of course, I've seen an image of it. But yeah, pretty cool. Beneath the carpet in the igloo structure, there is a basement that appears to look like a lab that experiments on villagers and zombie villagers. There is also a brewing stand and chest of some loot down there. This can include a golden apple, and the brewing stand obviously has a splash potion of weakness, because it's trying to imply that's how you cure a zombie villager, which is probably what the experiments were on. Some mobs can convert to different forms of themselves when struck by lightning. Some examples include a creeper turning into a charged creeper, a villager turning into a witch, and a pig turning into a zombie pigman. By the way, I'll never call them a zombified piglin. They're always a zombie pigman, and they always will be. I don't care what the game says, they are a zombie pigman. The Nether Reactor was a Pocket Edition exclusive block that would spawn a Tower of Netherrack in the overworld and would spawn other unobtainable items and mobs because of the hardware it was running on not being able to run multiple dimensions. It was crafted with 6 iron ingots and 3 diamonds. It was removed in the 0.12 update. There is an image on screen of the complicated process of actually building the shrine to spawn it in. I don't know what made them think that they had to do something like that. Yeah, I have no clue. I think it would just been better if they just allowed you to place it down. But yeah, some of the things that you could get from it were included zombie pigmen, obviously netherrack, cacti, sugarcane, and a lot of experience. You got a lot of experience from it, and glowstone dust. The Super Secret Settings button was a feature in Minecraft Java Edition that would change the way the game was seen by making the POV of your character be things like pixels and green shifted views. It was removed in an update 1.9 for an internal rewrite and has not been seen since, which is quite sad in my opinion. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed seeing the things that you could do on there. They were all really cool. This also goes for 3D mode, which also got removed in 1.9, which is also kind of sad, but no one else used that, so yeah, it wasn't as much of a big deal. I believe this is referring to the fact that the 3 dimensions are supposed to resemble the overworld, hell, and heaven. This could also refer to the fact that the bedrock floor in the overworld is supposed to be the bedrock ceiling in the nether, and vice versa. Testificates were the name of villagers when they were first released, and are still technically named Testificates to this day. That's pretty much it. Yeah, nothing else to add. Creeper plants are in fact a real plant that looks like this. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. I don't know why this was on a Minecraft iceberg. They're just plants. Yeah, that's literally it. Killer rabbits are a type of rabbit exclusive to the Java version of Minecraft that has a white coat and bright red eyes. It can only be spawned using the command on screen, which I am not going to try and speak. I do not know how to pronounce that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Pack.png was the default image for the texture page on Minecraft Java Edition that was removed in 1.13. It is a 128 by 128 pixel image of a mountain with a small beach and a pig. SalC1 made an excellent video on finding the pack.png image that I'd 100% recommend watching. There will be a link in the description to that video. It is absolutely brilliant. If a village spawns in a swamp biome, the villagers will have a change of outfit into a purple shirt. There can't be a village with exclusively swamp villagers though, which is kind of sad. But yeah, the purple shirt, it looks like a burger. I'm just going to say it now, they look like burgers, and it's funny. But yeah, they can't spawn naturally, by the way. Well, I mean, they can technically, but it's very rare. And it's usually a glitch. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is a similar case to the pack.png entry. This world was the title screen world from beta 1.8 to full release 1.12, where it was changed to fit each update after that. So like 1.13 was the ocean, 1.14 was the village screenshot thing, 1.15 was bees, etc. But yeah, once again, SalC1 did a very good video on finding the seed of this world that I 100% suggest checking out. There will be a link in the description to that as well. Zombie villages, also known as abandoned villages, are a variation of a regular village that is in a state of abandonment with cobwebs, broken buildings, and zombie villages. These are fairly common in Bedrock Edition, but much rarer in Java Edition. So for example, I've never seen one in Java Edition, but I have seen like 3 in a row on Bedrock Edition. That is the contrast between rarity in the two versions. It's absolutely insane. Minecraft Raspberry Pi Edition is designed to be a programming tool for novices with a Raspberry Pi that is locked to Pocket Edition Alpha version 0.6.1. That's pretty much it. That is a very old version, by the way. For context, that is before Stonecutters were removed. So we're talking 2011, which is absolutely insane. The only thing I could find relating to this was a post on the Minecraft forum which reads, Endermen are the only mob found in all 3 dimensions. Ruined portals are the only structure found in both the Nether and Overworld, and anywhere in either dimension. They are not a response to player actions like the corresponding portal structure generated when you build a portal on one side of the bedrock. Portals are also 3 blocks tall or more to work, and many ruined ones are large enough to fit ghasts or even the Ender Dragon. Therefore, clearly Enderman built ruined portals. This post really explains the entire theory. This is all I could find. Doesn't really have much proof to it, except, yeah, portal big, Enderman can come through. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I could find. I think this is referring to 2 things. So the first thing is that it's possible to see a baby zombified pigling riding a chicken in the Nether, but also the other thing it might be referring to is the fact that the only way to get chickens to spawn in the Nether is to have a chicken jockey. So this they're basically the same thing, they could mean the same thing, but yeah, that's the 2 things I found while researching. Zombified piglins have green blood on the skin part of their face. This could be for lore reasons. I don't know the lore reason it would be for, but it could be. Or it could be the fact that in some countries, like Germany, you can't have red blood in a below PG-13 game. Instead, it is changed to green or blue. But personally, I think it's just for a bit of originality. But also, yeah, emphasis on like Germany. I think Sweden's part of it, so possibly it's some sort of age issue, but I don't know. But that's really all I could find. Yeah, late last year, Notch made some not very nice comments on Twitter about transgender people, which eventually caused him to briefly deactivate his account. He's now on his account again with all the tweets deleted that were offensive, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, Notch was bad. A hermaphrodite is an animal that has both sets of reproductive organs, and it has been stated that the mobs in Minecraft have no gender, technically making them a hermaphrodite. But yeah, that's all I've got for this one. Giants are a mob that can only be spawned using the /summon command. It has the same texture as a zombie, but it is much larger. That's all I could find on this one. I don't know what it means by undead. Giant is just a mob, little secret mob that you can spawn. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm not sure about mobs in a plural sense, but I am 100% certain that the creeper is scared of cats and will run away from them. This is a common strategy for creeper farms to make the creepers go into the center so they can get killed. Yeah, I don't know what it means about mobs though. I think it's only the creeper that's scared of them. So it's a running joke for the developers to add removed Herobrine to each update's changelog, but they forgot to do it this time in 1.16. I don't know about 1.17 yet. I haven't checked, but yeah, they forgot to do it for this update. Maybe they didn't forget. Maybe they did it intentionally. Maybe Herobrine is still in the game. We don't know. The final tutorial world for the legacy editions of the game was the 1.13 one, which added ruins to the game. I think this is referring to a set of them ruins, but I did find a Reddit post that on r/Minecraft saying that there were remains of previous tutorial worlds underwater. But that's really all I could find. I'm not sure for this one. I think the r/Minecraft theory sounds really cool, but yeah, we have no idea. MD3s were the first mob added to the game all the way back in 2010 and were not blocky like the mobs we have today. The mobs made in this way were called Beast Boy, after the popular TV show called Teen Titans that aired on Cartoon Network, Rana, Steve, and Black Steve. These seem to be a forgotten part of Minecraft's history now, which makes me feel really old because I do remember these. Not like actually playing them, but I remember when they got removed. So that makes me feel really old. But yeah, they weren't blocky, they were polygons, and it looked really, really weird. The noises Endermen make can be made out to seem like English words in reverse. Take a listen. It's pretty cool, but the developers have never actually confirmed this to be lore, so this could just be us mishearing it the entire time, but yeah, we have no idea. I think this is referring to the post on r/GameTheorists on Reddit that is way too long to read out on here, but it's basically saying that the end is an asteroid belt, which explains why the end is in little chunks and islands. The full post on Reddit will be in the description below. There is a splash text that just reads "Missing No." This is a reference to the hidden Pokemon in the original Pokemon games by the same name. Before 1.14, chainmail was not obtainable in survival mode and had to be put in the game with commands. As the developers knew no one could obtain fire in pure survival playthroughs, chainmail was crafted with fire, which is absolutely insane. Why would you craft something out of fire? I think this is referring to the fact that some strongholds spawn with no portal, making them abandoned to the civilization, I guess, who built them. That's what I think anyway. I don't really know. Is there a theory to this that I'm just missing? I don't know. Leave it in the comments if there is one. Entity 303 is a creepypasta that has been named the new Herobrine. The story goes like this. An employee at Mojang got fired by Notch. This employee goes on to make a hacker group, 303mojang.com 303. They hack into Minecraft worlds and corrupt them. Apparently 1 in 40 people have been affected by 303 and Herobrine actually came to warn us about 303. That's the short version. There will be a link to the full story in the description. I do not think this is real. Or actually, I don't think it's just not real. It's a creepypasta. It's a story. It's fake. Yeah, I like the tie-in with Herobrine, that's pretty cool. The PC Gamer demo was a demo version of Java Edition Beta 1.3 that was bundled with the June 2011 issue of PC Gamer magazine. It provides 100 minutes, equal to 5 days in-game, of gameplay, after which it tells the player to buy the game in order to continue playing on the current map. The demo gives access to all the features found in the full version of the game, except that the player can access one world called the Demo World. The Demo World, which uses the seed Glacier, or 108181935 when hashed into an actual seed, has been altered slightly to help guide newcomers to Minecraft. The demo spawns the player at x equals 166, y equals 65, and z equals -57. The player's save game is saved in the standard game directory and is fully compatible with the full version, making it completely playable after purchase. The demo contains an exclusive cow skin branded with the PC Gamer logo. I'm also pretty sure something exists similar today, because I do remember playing the demo version outside of a PC Gamer demo. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool obscure piece of media. This is another theory on Reddit that also does have some truth to it. Basically, what it's saying is that Endermen originated in the Farlands, which is actually confirmed by Notch, and they were originally going to be called Farlanders. And they were humans that got corrupted by the Farlands. That's basically what the theory says. I think it sounds cool. It does sound cool, but yeah, that's pretty much it. There is a theory that Minecraft is set in the post-apocalyptic future, which explains why there are no other humanoid creatures in the world that are alive except villagers that are supposedly mutated humans. This can be seen as true, but I think this is where people look too far into a children's sandbox game. I know I'm going to sound like a complete hypocrite now from that previous statement, but I have got a somewhat related theory which could somewhat help prove this. I think the reason that Minecraft days are as short as they are is because there is some sort of impact by a meteor or other planet that pushed the Minecraft world closer to the star it orbits. This can also explain why all items drop at the same speed regardless of weight, and why Steve can carry so much. It's because there is barely any gravity. Both unconfirmed but plausible theories, I think. This does not explain why he can still jump at 2 blocks, but yeah, that is a different theory altogether. This is referring to one of the hidden llama rooms in the 2020 Snapshot Infinity April Fool's update that had a book in one of its rooms that was called A Book by Developer with the tagline Original, and the only words in the book were nothing to solve. The user who posted this on Reddit also thought this could be related to a secret puzzle in the Warps and Dimensions. Shadow seeds are like a background to how seeds are generated. They give every world the same biomes in the same spots, but everything else is different. This is only on the Java version of Minecraft and can be a good way to find locations of things across worlds. Venom made a much more detailed video on it recently, so I'd definitely suggest checking that out if that didn't provide enough information for you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This theory is also a pretty long one, so I will summarise. Basically, in the mansions there are several idol rooms, and this tells us that the Illagers might be in an organised cult. There is also a meeting room with a map, which could mean they're planning a conspiracy. This theory also fits when you analyse what the Illagers can do. For example, the Advokers can summon Vexes and Teeth from the ground through conjuring. The poster says that this part might be far-fetched, but the Evokers could be the reason of the hostile mobs being alive through necromancy. This is also one part of the Illagers' plans of taking over. There is more of the theory, but that's the general gist of it. There will be a link to the original post in the description if you want to have a look. If you put disk 11 into a spectrogram, which is a piece of programming which will basically give a picture of audio, it will appear to have the face of the Steve skin with the numbers 1, 2, 4 and 1. It's a pretty cool secret. Back in the very old versions of Minecraft, InfDev to be exact, so we're talking pre-alpha, they were randomly spawning 63 by 63 solid brick pyramids. These were added because there was no other way to obtain brick at the time. They were removed in a later version of InfDev when the world generation changed. Also, the pyramids would just spawn on top of terrain instead of moving it, so a lot of them were floating and most of the time in the ocean. This also ties in with the Woodland Mansion cult theory, as it states that villagers were converted into Ravagers the same way evokers can convert a red sheep's wool into blue. Ravagers share the same eye colour, nose and face structure with the villagers. According to the Minecraft Wiki, for something to be classified as an illager, it has to be immune to evoker fangs, vindicators when they're called Johnny, and to not fight back when shot by a pillager. Ravagers break 2 out of 3 of these rules, so if they aren't illagers, what are they? They must be villagers. RubyDung was developed by Notch until February 2009 and was inspired by Dwarf Fortress. It was cancelled early in development and was the precursor to Minecraft. It features similar if not identical sprites like the old cobblestone texture, but not much else is known about RubyDung as it was so early in development. I'm not really sure what this is referring to, but I did find a theory that said that the cave sounds tell a story of a minecart crash, and Disc 11 is the aftermath. There will be a link in the description if you want to have a further look at the full theory. The Fatherlands are a point after the Farlands. You reach them at around 1 billion blocks away, and they are where the game really breaks down. The thing is, it's not even the farthest point you can reach in the game. That is way farther. Okay, so basically SCP-4335 is an SCP that is stuck in a Minecraft server, so it doesn't escape into the real world. It does occasionally make attempts to hop to other servers, and if that happens, it has to be recaptured and the server has to be shut down. So, I found 2 things about this. The first one was a suggestion that was posted in the forums that said that maybe we could have mock beds in Woodland Mansion sometimes be replaced with restless beds, which would not allow you to sleep even if there were no mobs nearby, and it would say, you may not rest now, there are monsters under your bed. But there's also the fact that in the early versions of console, when they were still figuring out the lighting issues, if you slept in a dark room, even with no mobs nearby at night time, you would wake up and you would have a mob spawn next to you for no reason. And maybe this is saying that it's like the monster was under your bed the entire time, but I have no idea. I think this is referring to a bug that was in the game a few years ago where you weren't able to cure baby zombie villagers, but that's literally all I could find. I don't know what it means by uncurable. Maybe it's referring to just regular zombies not being able to be cured into villagers, but I have absolutely no idea. I have no idea what this means, and literally no one else who has been researching this does either. I think this might be talking about how sometimes sound effects are added before the actual entity in some updates, and entity.hanging was one of them. But that's just my guess. Maybe it was the noise for when you place down a hanging lantern, but I have no clue. This is a very obscure one. Steve Villager hybrids were mobs that remained in the game files from version 1.0.0 to 1.1, and its use is currently unknown. Basically nothing is known about them, but they are thought to be a passive mob like regular villagers. But this is literally all the information that I could find that was somewhat easily accessible. I couldn't find anything on giant fossils, but the only thing I could find was on regular fossils, so apologies if I'm covering the wrong thing here. Basically, fossils are large structures that have a 1 in 64 chance to spawn per chunk at levels Y40 to Y49. They are made of bone blocks and sometimes have coal ore in them. Maybe this is very low down because not many people find them. It's very uncommon for people to be mining at Y40 to Y49, and especially with the 1 in 64 chance to spawn, and it has been quite a few years since they were added, so maybe people have just forgotten about them. This is a description of an achievement where you take a ghast through a nether portal. I'm pretty sure this specific entry is talking about the way it says rescue, as if ghasts belong to the overworld. This is very strange stuff. I do not know what it is implying. I couldn't find much on this, so this is some speculation from me, but what I think this is saying is that netherrack is made of flesh as a sort of fleshy texture and makes a sort of moist sound when broken. But that is all complete speculation. I have no idea. I don't even know what this means. I think this is referring to the fact that the Minecraft developers refused to add the ability to ride dolphins, as it would be animal cruelty. But that's pretty much all I could find. That's literally it. This is referring to the fact that there are 72 separate accounts with the name DAQA. A Minecraft name is supposed to be unique, so this is a real mystery as to how this has happened. People have said that they are developers with the name DAQA, meaning Developer Account Quality Assurance. Strangely, Increased is also a name with 37 duplicates too. This is very odd. There are many reasons that Steve can be classified as a god. He can lift over 10 million tons, hypothetically speaking, obviously. He would have to do this. If you wanted to do this in your own game, you'd have to have 378 million enchanted golden apples. But yeah, he can do this with ease. He can literally create and destroy worlds. He can fly, summon infinite entities, and many more things that he can do. Steve is basically just a deity. That is what I'm trying to say. I don't really understand what this one's referring to, but I think it's referring to the fact that China has its own exclusive version of Minecraft that is very different to Western versions. It has its own inbuilt server, which you use diamonds and emeralds to pay for things in the in-game shop. There is no marketplace, instead you install add-ons directly from the game, and it's completely free. This is also Windows 10 edition, this is not Java. You can't get Java. But yeah. Very, very strange. Emerald sickness is a theory that illagers and pillagers love emeralds so much that they killed other pillagers to get them, twisting their minds in the process. But that's pretty much it. I think this is referring to the fact that if it was a mine shaft, it should have loads of ores, but instead it's just regular terrain generation. I think this is how it should be, because if the mine shaft was abandoned, whoever used them probably mined most, if not all of the ores. But that's really all I could find though. I could find literally nothing about this, so this is my complete joke guess. Pumpkins contain souls because you can carve it into a face. That is literally all I think this is saying. I don't actually know. If someone knows, please let me know in the comments. Air.ogg was a playlist of songs on a now defunct website that gave clues to some of the secret dimensions of the Snapshot Infinite April Fool's update. It occasionally said things that alluded to the names of the dimensions, but most of the time it was irrelevant nonsense. Once again, I don't even understand what this is referring to. Nothing I found even mentioned any imperfections of the Wither. If you know what this is, please let me know in the comments. Well, why else would they be able to cry? There must be some part of it that's sentient and alive. That's what I think it is anyway. Once again, I found nothing on this subject, so that is my complete guess. I mean, it makes sense. Why else would there be ruined portals? Piglins are the only mob in the Nether capable of building them, and it's proven that piglins get zombified this way. So, yeah, this is just the game. This is how the game works. Well, I don't have any undeniable proof for this, but I couldn't find anything, so I'm just going to use my own theory. The language of the enchantment table is the standard galactic alphabet, which must imply the enchantment table was made by beings who have more futuristic technology. But that's just my guess. Please leave your interpretations in the comments. I'd love to hear them. This is referring to Notch's old YouTube channel called Nizoch, which contained a bunch of videos of early development of the game. They're now blocked in all countries for no real reason. I have no idea why. They're not removed, they're just blocked in every single country. So they're still there, they're just not accessible. This is a theory that tries to explain the origins of mob spawners. It claims that there used to be a race of creatures that are experts in magic. In their search for immortality, they bound their souls to machines that were locked away in dungeons, with the hopes that one day they would regenerate their bodies once they became old and frail. Of course, as they grew older, their souls decayed more, and now their bodies decay to match. Unable to stop the machines, those that bound their souls became stuck in a perpetual and agonizing cycle of rot, leading to the zombies and skeletons we find in mob spawners today. This is a theory that says Minecraft is all in Steve's head and none of it is real. This could help explain the end credits that say "You are the player, wake up." But this means it might not be Steve being in a coma, but the player themselves. It's a very interesting theory. I'm fairly certain this is referring to the Trendy update and how it supposedly collected data. I don't think this April Fool's update was tracking or collecting any data, and I don't exactly know how or why this would have been thought. This is a theory that explains how ancient debris is in fact from a massive reactor explosion that created the Nether and its mobs. I personally think this is a bit far-fetched. A nuclear reactor explosion can't do this. It cannot create another dimension. Unless Minecraft is in the future, then maybe it could. Maybe we found something that can make it do that. I could find nothing on this except a suggestion to add white pumpkins to the game in 1.16, which would keep away ghasts if there was a soul torch placed under it. If you could find an explanation to this, please let me know in the comments. This is just a wild guess by myself because I could find absolutely nothing else on this. But this could possibly mean that the House of Herobrine map, which was popular quite a few years ago, was made in part by Mojang developers. But that's wild speculation, that is extremely far-fetched. I have absolutely no clue. I don't know if this is a Minecraft-related entry, but this could be a reference to Local 58 and how the moon is a dangerous entity in that storyline. But that's just a wild guess. I don't know why you shouldn't look at the moon. It does not make sense to me whatsoever. Like, you can look at the moon in Minecraft, nothing happens. Yeah, very odd. This is just a joke entry, but still, this was a meme when 1.15 came out saying that Minecraft Bee was trans. That was it. Technically speaking, though, it has been stated multiple times that mobs in Minecraft have no gender, and a previous entry did disprove this theory with, I think it was the hermaphrodite mobs one. Yeah, it was. And yeah, mobs have no gender, so this is false. Well, thanks for watching this fairly long video. This is one of the longest videos, if not the longest video I've ever made, so thank you for sticking to the end. If you did enjoy, feel free to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and share it with your friends. But as always, keep on gaming and stay safe. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!